Hello, everybody. Today's lesson is Unit 12, hello, entitled Languages and Learning. Let's read the quiz and decide what type of learners are you. Take the quiz to find out. Number one, which of these things do you prefer to do in your free time? A, read a book. B, watch film or TV show. C, play a video game. D, listen to music. Number two, if you want to learn how to play a new sport, what do you do? A, read online about how to play it. B, watch a video of people playing it. C, start playing and learn as you play. D, ask for advice from someone who can play it. Number three, you need to tell your class about a new English book. What would you prefer to do? A, write a review of it. B, make a short video about it. C, act some of the book with friends. D, read some of the books to your class. Number four, someone asks you for directions. What do you do? A, write down instructions. B, draw a map. C, use your hands and body to explain. D, tell them where to go. Okay, number five, if you don't know how to spell a word, what do? Look in a dictionary. B, try to work out how to spell it. C, write it down to see if it looks right. D, say the word slowly to read the sounds. Now concerning to that quiz, count how many of each letter you chose in the quiz, then read about your result. I chose mostly A. You learn best by reading and writing. You like reading books or writing stories and love words and learn best by reading about something and taking notes. I chose mostly B. You learn best by seeing things. You love to watch videos and look at diagrams and love films and art. You learn things better if you can see them. I chose mostly C. You learn best by doing things. You are always busy making and repairing things. You learn things best by trying to do them, and sometimes find it hard to understand by listening or reading. I choose mostly D. You learn by listening. You love music and you are often talking. You find it easier to learn by listening to people explain things to you and by discussing things with them. Now, what type of learners do you think would prefer doing these things? R for reading and writing, S for seeing, D for doing, and L for listening. Listening to podcasts like programs, L, listening. Going to libraries to do some research, D, doing. Going to an art class. Of course, when you go to an art class, you would do things and activities there, like drawing and so on. So it's D. Fixing a computer to learn how it works. So fixing would involve working. So it would be D. Okay. So when you fix something or when you try to learn by fixing and doing things, so you would do things, and in that case, you would choose the right D. Following some pictures showing how to fix something. To watch or to see something in order to learn by seeing, so we would write S stands for seeing. because we will see pictures in order to learn by watching them. Watching online videos about science, watching for S for seeing. Watching a film to practice a language. Here could be S and listening at the same time. So S and L. And the last one, write a blog. Writing would write R stands for reading and writing. Okay, writing a blog would write R for reading and writing. Okay, so that's all for deciding what type of learners do you think would prefer doing these things. Okay, now speaking, discuss questions. Did the people in your group have the same answers in the quiz, or did you have different answers? Why do you think this happens? Okay, let's shift to the next part and decide what we're going to do together. Okay. Here we have vocabulary exercise and grammar as well. Circle the correct words. Number one, if you fail or pass an exam, you will feel disappointed. Now we circle fail. We feel disappointed and sad when we fail something. Number two, if you fail or pass an exam, you will feel proud, happy, of course, when you or if you pass an exam. So we circle pass. Number three, students need to decide or to take what job they want to do. Of course, students need to decide. So what underline decide? Discuss this question in pairs. When was the last time you felt disappointed? When was the last time you felt proud? When did you take a difficult exam? Did you pass or fail it? Do you know which job you want to do in the future? Okay, so concerning the listening exercise, number three, listen to Faris and Dean talking about their future plans and what jobs do they hope to do. Concerning the Faris, once he failed an exam and his father was very upset. His father told him that he planned for Faris to run the shop of the family and he needed to study more than one subject like math, English, Arabic, and so on. And Faris promised his father to work hard and to study in order to run his family shop. And concerning Niveen wanted to be a doctor because she once was treated in the past by a doctor, was kind to her, and she intended to be a doctor from that time, and she wanted to travel abroad to her uncle in the USA to study abroad. And she knew that being a doctor would be a very difficult job and a very hard study. Okay, let's listen and answer the question. Write F for Faris and N for Niveen. Who changed how he or she felt about studying? Of course, that was Faris. Number two, who wants to study in another country? Who wants to study in another country? As one who wanted to study in the USA to be a doctor, of course, that was Niveen. So in number two, we will write N stands for Niveen. In number three, who will work in the family shop? Who will work and run the family shop? As I told you, that was Faris. So number three, we will write F for Faris. Okay. Who decided which job he or she wanted to do when he or she was a child? Of course, I told you the story of Niveen when she went to the hospital after she was injured and the doctor helped her and she was kind to her. She liked being a doctor and she liked that job and she decided to be a doctor in the future. So the one who decided which job she wanted to do when she was a child, that was Naveen. So number 4 will be Naveen, N for Naveen. Okay. Number 5, who wants his family to be proud? Of course, is the one who wanted or who wants his family to be proud and starts or decides to study hard and to work hard to make his family proud and happy. That is Paris. And number 5, we're about to write F. Number 6, who wants to go to university? Who wants to go to university? Of course, that is Naveen, N. Number 7, who thinks it is going to be difficult? That is Naveen. Being a doctor or studying as a doctor is a very difficult job. Who will need to study a lot of subjects? That is Paris, who needs to study different subjects in order to be able to run his family shop. So again, number 2 is Naveen. She needs to study in another country. Number 3, the one who runs his family shop, Paris. Number 4, Naveen. She decided what job she wanted to be or to do in the future. Number F, Paris. Needs his family to be proud. Number 6, number 5, F. Number 6, who wants to go to university? Naveen wants to go to university to study to be a doctor. Who thinks it's going to be difficult? Of course, the study of medicine will be a very difficult study and very difficult job for her. So number 7 is Naveen. And the last one, again, who will need to study a lot of subjects? The one who needs to study a lot of subjects is Paris. So I'm going to write F for Paris. Okay, let's shift to the next part of the lesson. So it's a very good idea to decide what job you need to do in the future and to make a plan for achieving your dreams and goals in the future. Now, language completes the text with the correct form of the verbs in practice. When I was young, I want to be a scientist. I want to be a scientist. Of course, when I was young in the past, so I wanted, I changed want to be in the past, I want. Now I find science very difficult, so I don't think I be a scientist. I be a scientist. Thinking about the future and predicting something about the future concerning to my point of view. So I will be. Okay, I'm not really sure what I want to do, but my family are always telling me that the school be very important and I need to study hard. So my family are always telling me that school is very important and I need to study hard. I know I want to travel, so I learn lots of languages next year. Now, it's something that I'm planning to do. So, or I set the regulations or the arrangements. I'm learning lots of languages next year. I am starting concerning to my arrangements. So I'm starting French classes. I take the exam. So let's correct take to be I'm going to take. It's a plan. I'm going to take. to go to secondary school. I'm going to take exam to go to secondary school, and I hope if you find the verb hope, you are about to use will. I hope I will pass. Okay? So remember when you are speaking or writing, remember to use the correct tense. Present simple. My uncle lives in the US. We talk in general about someone. I'm emailing him today. So it's present continuous. I'm emailing, describing what's going on today. Past. I was playing tennis with my sister when it started to rain. Long action that's cut by a short action. I was playing tennis, past continuous, when it started to rain. I didn't use to, concerning to past habits. I didn't use to like tennis. I used to like basketball. Future. Next year, I'm starting secondary school. I'm starting secondary school for arrangement in the future. I'm giving you the time. Next year, I'm starting secondary school. I'm going to go to university. I'm not going to get a job. I think it will be hard, but fun at university. I won't be bored. I won't be bored. Okay? So now we have a revision based on the most important tenses that we have studied before, like the present, present simple, present continuous, the past, past continuous, and past simple, and the future with will and going to, and also with the present continuous. Okay? Now speaking, what did you used to do, didn't used to do, or to like to study, but like to study now, and what job did you wanted to do, and when you were younger, and do you still want to do it? It's a discussion sentences and questions and so on. Okay. Now let's have a look at the common verbs and words. Body language. The gestures we use to refer to something or that may have a certain significance or meaning. Drawing, eye contact. When you have an eye contact with somebody, you want to talk to have a connection with them. Speaking, sounds, facial expressions. We have different facial expressions when you are happy, when you are sad, when you are annoyed, when you are angry, and so on. So facial expressions will vary according to the situation. Writing, voice, referring to the sound made by a human being. Touch, one of the senses. What do you think is the difference between sound and voice? And speaking, speaking is ability to utter words. Voice made by a man. Sounds refers to any sound made by things and so on. Which of these different types of communications do most people use? Of course, we use different types of communication like eye contact, like facial expression, like body language, like speaking, like touching. Which types of communication do animals mostly use? Animals mostly use sounds and body languages or movements and so on. Okay. So we need to study such new vocabulary well because you can find them in any exam in the choice exercise. Again, body language, drawing, eye contact, speaking, sounds, facial expressions, writing, voice, touch. Okay, and we have some pictures and about cats. Somebody is trying to contact with a cat, and the two horses, it seems that they are welcoming each other by touching their nose. And the third picture, we have two bees, and we get a piece of information that bees start to dance when they find new flowers. Okay, so after looking at the pictures, would lead and getting the information from your teacher. Let's decide to read the coming sentences and decide whether they are true or false. Cats can't understand people. False. Sometimes if you shout at the cat, according to the listening text, they might feel frightened and they might run away. And of course, when you give that dinner, serve dinner to your cat and say the word dinner, they can understand the word dinner by repeating the same action. So cats can understand people. So it's false, number one. Two, some animals can copy sounds. False. We have animals that can copy sounds, like parrots. Okay. Number three, animals only use body language to communicate. Only use body language to communicate. That's false, because animals can use also sounds to communicate. So animals can use body language and also sounds to form communication or to communicate with each other. Horses say hello by touching the nose. That's true, according to the listening and according to the picture. Horses welcome each other, like saying hello by touching the nose. Number five, people use their voice and the bodies to communicate with animals. That's true. For sometimes if you have a dog or if you have a cat or something like that, you can make certain movements and gestures to your dog. You can beckon to your dog or cat to come and visit, for example, especially when you are about to give them some food or to feed them and so on. And also you can use some words and use your sounds. So people can use their voices and bodies to communicate with animals. Last one, cats only make noise when they want to do something. That's false. So number two, some animals they can copy sounds. That's true. Number three, animals can use body language to communicate. Only body language? No, and sounds as well. So it's F. False. Number four, horses say hello by touching nose. That's true. That's true. Number five, people can use their voices and the bodies to communicate with the animals. That's true. Number six, cats only make noise when they want something. Cats only make noise when they want something. I think it's not true, it's false. When you want to communicate too. When you want to communicate too. Okay? Let's shift to the next part of this lesson. And of course, it's a very rich lesson, including so much great amount of information about animals and about means of communication and so on. Here, revising the language part to work in pairs or the phrase in red below from the listening used for advice, suggestions, or opinions. So sometimes they use certain expressions to be used in or for advice and for expressing your opinion and for making suggestions as well. Put them in the correct circle. So, number one, let's talk about the animals that you often see on a farm. Number two, I think that his cat understands him. So opinion. From my point of view, also expressing opinion. It's important to watch and listen to what animals are trying to tell you. You should use it for advice, giving advice. You should be careful about how you use your body and voice. How about listening? How about and what about using? And followed by gerund and used for giving or making suggestions. How about listening to your how your cat makes noise? So we have three circles. The first one, advice. We use you should to give advice. Yes, you should. And second circle, opinions. We use what to show opinions or to express our opinions. We use I think, and also we can use from my point of view, from my point of view. Okay, so we use I think and from my point of view to express my opinion. To express my opinion. The last one, we use let's for making suggestion, and also we can use how about and what about. And how about and what about are followed by verb ing. For example, when I say, how about going to the cinema? How about having dinner out? How about walking for a while? And so on. So I've studied now some expressions or some structures to express advice, opinions, and suggestions. Okay, let's shift to the next part. Read the post from the internet. What is the girl's problem? Can anyone give me some advice? I have an older sister. She's 3 years older than me. We used to be best friends, but now she doesn't want to talk to me very much. She's always on the internet or talking to people on her phone. She told me to go away if I tried to talk to her. I miss being friends with her. Can I get her to spend time with me again? Please give me some advice. Yours, Radwa. Here, notice that the word advice is uncountable. We can say advices, okay? We can say advices. So we can say a piece of advice or some advice for you. Multilingual Africa. What do you mean multilingual? Yes, speaking more than one language. Let's read the text. Experts believe that there are more than 2,100 languages spoken in Africa. Many African people speak three languages, their dialect or home language, and the national language, and another European language such as English, French, or Portuguese that they learn at the school. It means that they are multilingual. Again, multilingual means what? Speaking or able to speak more than one language. Of course, many people speak more than three languages. People who speak different languages have lots of advantages. If you speak more than one language, you can talk to different people in different places and in different ways. When you are multilingual, you are able to understand both your home and the world better. It also gives people different identities. If you speak your home language, it connects you to your community. Your national language connects you to your country and all other people to your country and all other people in it. An international language like English connects you to an international community. Okay? So we have new words like expert. Expert referring to people who have got a great deal of knowledge and information about something or about a subject. And experts are people who are like consultants with whom or to whom we ask them to get information and so on. Dialect is a form of language spoken in a certain country or part or region in a country. Okay, so we're going to use these words and relate them to their meanings. Okay, exercise 2 asks you how many languages do many Africans speak. And how does it help to speak English? Okay. Now look at the words in bold in the text. And now I'm underlining that the African people speak three languages. The first, their dialect or home language, the national language, and another European language as well as English, French, or Portuguese. That they learn at school. Okay. Again, look at the words in bold in the text. Match them to their meanings. Let's relate such words like expert, dialect, national, and so on, and to match them to their meanings. The qualities that make you different to other people. Yes, identities. Your identity, your identity refers to qualities that make you different from other people. Number two, brings things together. Brings things together from the words in bold. Brings things together. Yes, it's the verb connect. It's the verb what? Connect. Okay. People who know lots about the subject. Yes, I'm writing connect now. And number three, people who know lots about a subject. Yes, they are experts. They are experts. Number four, the good things about something. The good things, yes, advantages. Number five, offer for the whole country. Offer for the whole country. Yes, the word national. National. Number six, a way of speaking used in one area. Dialect. Dialect. Number seven, be able to speak more than one language. To be able to speak more than one language. Yes. It's multilingual. Multilingual. Okay. So when you are able to speak more than one language, so you are multilingual. Okay. I'm writing it right now. Of course, you have to study such new words well, because they may appear in the exam. Okay. Multilingual, able to speak more than one language. Okay. Let's shift to the next part now. What are the three types of languages? I've mentioned them in the above exercise, okay? Speaking, do you find it hard to study for exam? Why? Now we can discuss these questions in small groups. If we have difficulty studying before exam or for an exam. Number two, look at the title below. Which of these things do you find hard and why? Number three, read the advice. Do you agree with it? Can you add more? Yes. Being organized, managing, taking breaks, sleeping well, working alone or with friends. Okay? Let's shift to the next part. English language summer school for teenagers. Do you want to improve your English? Would you like to study in English with other young people from around the world? Come and stay at Hapstone House in the south of England for our summer courses. You can study every morning with our friendly expert teachers and spend the afternoon doing sports or other activities. And every weekend we visit famous English places like London or Oxford. Learn English, have fun, visit England. For more information, visit our website. So it's a very great chance for anyone who wants to study English and to meet other people from all over the world and to travel abroad and to act as a tourist to visit the most famous places and the places of interest in England and so on, to visit that website and to try to get information about how to travel and how to get the chance of learning and meeting other foreign people, to learn is a good accent from them, to be able to practice English very well. Okay. Where do students at Hepstone House come from? They come from around the world, from different countries, of course. You can find people from Egypt, from Lebanon, from Syria, or from other African countries and so on. Where is the school in England? School is in the south of England, as mentioned in the text. What do students do in the mornings? Of course, they study. They study and they are learning and helped by expert teachers. So the school is in the south of England, and in the morning, you can study every morning with our friendly expert teacher. Yes. What do you do in the afternoons? Of course, in the afternoon, you can practice sports and do other activities. So I'm going to underline it now, doing sports and other activities. What do they do at the weekends? They can visit places of interest and famous places, English places like London or Oxford. Okay? Let's shift to the coming page or the coming part of the lesson. We have some words, adjectives and verbs and so on. Disappointed, improve, multilingual, organized, past, voice. Okay? How do you feel if you fail an exam? Of course, we feel disappointed. The sound that comes from your mouth, sound that comes from your mouth, is your voice. Able to speak many languages. Able to speak many languages. Yes, multilingual. Sorry, I'm going to correct it. Yes, it's yes, multi, M-U-L-T-I. Yes, L-I-N-G-U-A-L. ماشي ماشي. Able to plan things carefully. Able to plan things carefully. Organized. Organized. To get better at something. To get better at something. Improve. Yes. Improve. Now, exercise number 2, complete the sentences with the correct form of the verbs in practice. When I was 3 years old, I didn't used to go to school. Number 2, Ahmed is doing something at the moment. Yes, Ahmed is studying. Number 3, Judy go to the library last night. Past, simple. went. Yes. Before I not understand English, but now I speak it well. So it's past. I didn't used to understand English, but now I speak it well. I speak it well. Didn't used to. Understand. I speak. Sarah do her homework when her friend visited her last night. Sarah, past continuous, yes, was doing her homework when her friend visited her. And the last one, yes, Sarah was doing her homework when her friend, yes, visited her. The last one referring to future expectation. We will go to secondary school in 2 years. Okay. Thank you very much for listening, and hope you all could benefit from this lesson. I wish you all good luck. Thank you very much. Goodbye.